And today my adventure begins right here on the shores of the Cape Fear River. As you can see, a very large barge being pulled up the Cape Fear River toward Wilmington. And I am down here at the mouth of the Cape Fear River. Well, not technically, but I'm close to the mouth of the Cape Fear where it pours out into the Atlantic Ocean here in the small community known as Southport. And this is a quick little look of the front side of Southport, or the waterfront area. Right there is the waterfront park. We're less than a month away from their big North Carolina 4th of July festival that is held here annually. And that is really exciting. Always a really cool event. Well, good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitch, hiking, Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I actually had to make a little U-turn when I got in town because a lot of the coffee shops, locally owned coffee shops that I like to use here in Southport, do not open until like after 8 a.m. So I went to the Southport Coffee Company right off of Highway 133 as you make your way into Southport. Excellent vanilla latte, by the way. I always like it hot too. I do not get iced coffees. The young lady who checked me out, man, she was so cool, so chipper. She was definitely a morning person, and it just put a little pep in my step as she handed me my coffee. She was such a treat to speak with and deal with. Really appreciate that if she sees this. All that being said, my plan today, the reason I'm over here in Southport bright and early this morning is because I want to go purchase a ticket today and take you along with me as we are going to be making our way over to Bald Head Island, the private island of Bald Head Island. No cars allowed. If you make your way around on Bald Head Island, you have to do so by foot, bicycle, or rent a golf cart. And we're going to go over there, and I want to kind of show you around. As you can see off in the distance, this boat is headed out to do possibly some fishing this morning. See the lighthouse, that is the Oak Island Lighthouse, formerly known as the Caswell Beach Lighthouse. But we're going to be making our way right across the waterway there. I don't know if you can see it on the horizon, but there is also a lighthouse over on that mass of land, and that is Bald Head Island. That is the Old Baldy Lighthouse, and that is where we're going to be headed today. Can't wait to take you there. Should be a lot of fun. And right here on the corner of Bay Street and South Davis Street, you can find this old informational placard here. It says Bald Head Lighthouse. Original lighthouse was erected in 1794. Present tower, Old Baldy, built in 1817, used until 1935, and stands 3 miles to the south of Southport, right out there in that direction. And that is where we are headed today. Yeah. Okay, I made my way over here to the parking area here at the Deep Point Marina. I'm parked in B4W, and that is definitely a reference for me because last time I was here, it was in the off season. And today, there is way more people here. These parking lots are full. I'm not in overflow parking, but the main parking hub for people that vacation at Bald Head Island, I had to drive several layers, very rows back in sections to find a parking spot. So now we just have to walk over here to the marina itself and purchase our ticket, get our time to go over, and I think you got to pick your time you want to come back to. So I figure if I can do this 3 hours, should be enough time for me, maybe 4. That should be plenty of time to go over there and do what I want to do today. Fingers crossed. All right, I have purchased my ticket now. This here is the receipt, the general ticket to make my way over to Bald Head Island. Cost me $23 for a round trip fare over and back. All right, we are all checked in and ready to go. This here is our boat, ferry boat, and it is called the Patriot. Very fitting. Okay, and we are shoving off. So long, Deep Point Marina. We're headed to Bald Head Island now. Really excited about my day today to go show you Bald Head Island. It's been almost a year and a half since I've been over there, and last time I was here, it was off season. Whole nother game today, I think, with crowd levels and what we will see while we're over there in the area walking around.
That wind feels good. Oh man, it feels so good this morning. It's kind of humid.
And right here is where we started off our vlog today. That there's the waterfront area in Southport. As you can see, the Southport water tower, that big blue water tower right there. You see Fort Johnston. You can see the pier that we walked out on. Okay, so now we are making our way just past the furthest eastern point of Oak Island, North Carolina. Right here is the mouth of the Cape Fear River. This is where it pours out into the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, that is. And then right here in front of us is our destination. As we inch ever so much closer, you can see Old Baldy Lighthouse there in the center of the screen on the horizon. We're going to walk over there and check that lighthouse out today, and hopefully it is open. Online it says it will be open. Last time I was here, it was not open. It was closed for whatever reason, but today I did check before I arrived, and it's supposedly supposed to be open around about 10 p.m. this morning. So by the time we do a little walk around in the little town area, we should be able to walk over to the lighthouse and check it out. And welcome to Bald Head Island. Yay, we made it. How exciting. Okay, I have disembarked. I'm on the island now, and all these carts over here, this is for people who are going to take tram rides and stuff to their houses that they have rented, which is done through like Airbnb or rental companies, I do believe. They do have some locations over here where you can come and stay in like an inn, and I will show you those. I think they have like 2 inns right over here in the marina real close by. But all these other carts, these little closed carts, is where they're going to take people's luggage to their homes and where they can offload everything, because most people come here probably stay a week, sometimes 2 weeks or longer, long term, you know, stuff like that. So all that being said, let's go ahead and begin exploring Bald Head Island. I want you to look at this relic right here. Look at this old like United Kingdom telephone booth. This thing is rustic. Oh my goodness. And I mean, it is like got some peel and paint going on. It's got the crown up there at the top. And it actually has a phone in here. I'm sure it does not work. We will check the dial tone, and no dial tone. I didn't expect it would be. But for people who like retro things, pretty cool little photo op right here. If you want to take your picture right here in this style of phone booth, pretty cool. Okay, so now I've made my way over here to Sandpiper Coffee, and there is a filming location for the cult classic Weekend at Bernie's that happened right here in front of this coffee shop. And in the movie, the Bernie, the main character of the movie, he actually walks right down through here and gets into his red golf cart and takes off. I forgot all about that. Now, in the movie Weekend at Bernie's, back in that time period, which would have been the early 90s or extreme late 80s, like 89, 90, somewhere in there, you know, this building back here was not even there at that time, and the whole layout of this place looked quite a bit different. But this is the spot where he walked right around, got into his golf cart, and sped off. Okay, and right next to the coffee shop, they have this location. This is called the Boathouse Restaurant. And it is not open at the moment, but it supposedly is going to be open later in the day. Looks like they got some outdoor seating right here. And right here in front of that said boathouse is a place to take care of your golf cart rental needs. And they have bike and kayak rentals right over here at this little hut. Okay, so this here is kind of the lay of the land. You see where we come in right here at the marina. And my plan today is we're just going to kind of walk around here, go down through here, look at some of these inns, look at some of the homes, maybe make our way around here to this point. I'd like to kind of check out this beach right here. And then I want to make my way over here to the lighthouse for sure today, maybe check out the chapel. And then this little beach access number 7 right here. we're going to check that out. So that's kind of a lay of the land. As you can see, this is a very expansive island though. Just look at all this. You got all these like golfing greens and stuff. All these oceanfront homes out through here you can rent. All the way down here to the point where they have like a beach club down there. So a lot of stuff on the island, but we're going to stay down in this area because we're not going to be renting a golf cart. Plus, from what I can tell online, there's just really not a whole lot to look at back down this way. It's just a bunch of houses, and I can show you that over here in this area to kind of show you what the architecture of the homes looks like here on the island. So I've made my way over here. This here is the Salty Grub and Pub area, and they have like a little tiki bar right over here, and they have like karaoke and live music at night. Really cool little vibe. It's very quiet right now, but I bet it's a different story in the evening hours over here, because I figured a lot of people on island who are not going to be cooking back at their homesteads where they're staying on their vacation, they will probably make their way over here and, you know, just order and be served and have a good time and get some good food. Good seafood, I'm sure, is right here in this area, being on Ballhead Island. A lot of good fishing opportunities here at the mouth of the Cape Fear River. Yeah, this is really awesome. Now let's take a little moment and talk a little bit about the island itself and what it's all about over here. History, you know, good stuff like that. And as you can tell, Ballhead Island is located at the mouth of the Cape Fear River here in North Carolina. It's one of the most unique coastal destinations. The island is accessible only by ferry or private boat, and private automobiles are not allowed. Most people get around by golf cart, bicycle, or on foot. As you can see here in the downtown kind of the marina area, there's plenty of parking, but it is all for golf carts. You even got sidewalk parking right here, and then you can just pull in as this golf cart is right over here. And they have that is actually like a pizza company right here, a pizza shack where you can go up and order pizzas. So they even got pizzas on the island. That's always a good thing. And right here is Marina Park. It says Pollinator Garden on the Monarch Trail. And they do have restrooms here that are wheelchair accessible if you need so. So let's talk a little bit more about the history of this place. Native Americans visited and used the island long before European settlers arrived here. The island played roles during both American Revolution and the Civil War because of its very strategic location at the entrance of the Cape Fear River. And the first lighthouse here on the island was built in 1974, as we've seen on that placard back in Southport, but it was lost to coastal erosion. So the current lighthouse, known as Old Baldy Lighthouse, was completed in 1817 using bricks that were salvaged from the original lighthouse. That is pretty cool. I did not know that little bit of information. And it is the oldest standing lighthouse in North Carolina. You're looking at it right there, Old Baldy. Wow, that is really awesome. All right, and this here is the pollination garden that we seen on the sign earlier. They have like an information board over here to talk to you a little bit about the different kind of bees, like Eastern Carpenter bees, giant sweat bees. They got the monarch butterfly here. Different little friends you might find nestled in to some of these flowers. And a matter of fact, the lady that helps take care of the flowers is right over there, and she's actually talking to that other woman, giving her some 411, going really in depth in this, because you can tell she's very passionate about the flowers and the pollination process and everything, which I love to hear stuff like that. I love it when people find passion and stuff. Matter of fact, look at all the bugs or bees. Yeah, there's some bees. There's some stuff happening here. Yeah, man, they are hard at work. Little nature happening right here on the channel. Okay, so I made my way out on this little pier area here. Right over here is the flower or the pollination garden. Just wanted to kind of walk out here just to do a little pan around and to show you the sheer beauty. And man, I tell you, kayaking here would be a lot of fun. As you can see, there's some kayaks right down below. I guess when you rent a kayak, this might be the location where they kind of you know, put it down in the water right there where you can get in nice and easy in case you're not good at kayaking like me. You won't flip over. But look at this. And here's a fun fact, and this here really shows it. Most of the island is preserved. Bald Head Island encompasses about 12,000 acres, with roughly 10,000 acres remaining as beaches, marshes, and maritime forest preserves. So a lot of the things that are built up here is mainly right here in the marina area, and then on the outskirts of, like, I guess the western over to the eastern side of the island has homes. But all this other, you know, areas here on the island is all just like this. There's nothing built, it's all preserves. And I think if you're on a kayak or something like that, man, and you're going out through there, that would be a lot of fun, man. You could probably get to see a lot of cool nature and birds and all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe an alligator too, maybe, who knows. Okay, and right here is the entrance to the harbor village. This is where we're going to find some homes down this way, and we're going to find some of the inns that you can rent rooms and stay here without like renting a whole entire condo or a house or something. So just to give you a little idea about some of the population of the island, 215 people supposedly calls Bald Head Island home. And the median age here is quite old. You can tell this is a retirement community because the median age is 68.9. Okay, so let's look at demographics. It's pretty simple here. 100% of the people that calls Bald Head Island home is white. And now let's look at income. The index income per capita is $167,470. Wow. The median household income here is $171,364. That is way above the averages of National and North Carolina. Then let's scroll down and look at the poverty level. Poverty level here in Bald Head Island, as you can imagine, is very low. I can't even believe it registered. 2.9%. How it's 2.9%, I have no clue, but that's what the data says. So now let's look at crime. Crime here in Bald Head Island is 0.9 per 1,000 people will experience a crime here. That is really, really good. Well below the 2.3 per 1,000 of North Carolina and 2.1 per 1,000 for the national average. When we look at that in graph form, percentages, total crime is 55% below the national average here, and the violent crime is 58% below the national average, and property crime is 55% below the national average. Okay, as we're starting to make our way into the village now, let's give you an idea of what some of the buildings here looks like. That is really a cool little place. If I just walk down through the middle of the street, have all these like kind of smaller little waterfront homes here. It's kind of cute. I love the little like garage right there for the golf cart. And this is in the yacht club area. So, okay, so this here is our first inn that we've come to. This here is the inn at Bald Head Island. That's pretty easy to remember. Established in 1994. But I've always heard really good things about this place. Okay, and just down the street a bit, we have this place here. This is called the Marsh Harbor Inn here on the island. It's kind of what it looks like. It's very nice. I love these trees, like the canopy trees going on. Give you some shade, especially in the summertime when it really gets hot here. And this is all the Marsh Harbor Inn. Oh my gosh, this place is bigger than what I thought, because all this building is connected, as you can see right here, to this building. So there's another option if you'd like to come over here and stay and kind of see what it's like here. Just like, look how beautiful that is down through there. Now I'm gonna make my way down this little street here before we're gonna turn back and start making our way toward the Old Baldy Lighthouse. But I just wanted to kind of come through here and show you some of the homes kind of what it looks like here. It's very, very beautiful. And I love it that the homes here still have garages to park their little golf carts in. Okay, so I kind of looped all the way around. This here is the end of the road. Right here is where we entered into the Ballhead Island area on the ferry. I've just been walking along. I'm going to show you some of these homes as we walk back by where I just came through. There was some people down through here and a lot of music from a golf cart, and they spoke and they was really kind. Didn't want to really be filming at that moment, and but I would definitely get it on my way back through as we start our way back toward the lighthouse itself. This is a really pretty, beautiful location right here. Have a little pathway here. Let's walk down through here and check this out, shall we? Because you know, this is what we do. We explore. And this is a trail that other folks walk along, so we're not like trespassing on anybody's property per se. I don't think so anyway. Right there's a guy coming in on his boat. It's a no wake zone. It's very normal to see people slow way down. And look at this. Look at this. Here comes another group coming in on the ferry. This will be the next set of folks coming in on the Patriot ferry. That's what we rode on. I imagine that is the one that's going to be running back and forth throughout the day. This is kind of cool down here. Got a little beach. Beach access number 3 is where we're at. People out here doing some fishing. This is nice. There's big old rocks down there. Water's really clear too. Surprising being, you know, right here at the Cape Fear River. But there it is. There is the Patriot coming on in. Those people are excited to start their vacation, I would imagine, here on this beautiful weekend. All this sunshine and great weather. Woman's waving. You're on YouTube. All right, so I just decided to go ahead and just walk out here on this beach and kind of check this out. This here is the waterfront homes that I just walked past. It's a different view than what I've seen on street side, but man, they are beautiful. That is pretty snazzy, pretty ritzy. That is for sure. You can see they have a little bit of beach erosion happening right here. But I bet for the most part, it's not that bad. I do see they got some rocks out here that kind of calm down the breakers if the wind would blow, you know, out of that direction. Pretty much from the west, or maybe, yeah, about west, northwest wind over here would probably really cause the waves to kick up a little bit. But all in all, I think you're pretty protected right here on this beach, to the exception when there are like some really big storms or something. But all in all, and off into the distance there, that is Southport. I don't know if you guys can see that water tower or not there on the horizon. It's very teeny tiny from this location. And then as I scroll to the left, that is Oak Island. You can see the Oak Island Lighthouse, formerly known as the Caswell Beach Lighthouse. Yeah, it's a nice little place right here. Really cool. Okay, so now I'm making my way back toward the opposite side of the marina. This here on this side is all the waterfront homes that we just looked at from the beach side. And then on this side over here, this here is the marina side. So yeah, you got waterfront homes on both sides of this street, which is really, really cool, really nice. And these homes are just, they're beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the porch down here on this one on the corner. That wraparound porch. Even the upstairs, look at that. My wife would love that. She loves porches, and she loves like wraparound porches especially. Yeah, that's beautiful. Really, really nice. And look, they even have a porch on the back side of the home which might technically be the front side of the home because that is the waterfront. So you can actually set up there in a few weeks and watch the fireworks during the 4th of July festival from Southport. If you did not want to go to Southport, you could sit right there and watch all the cool fireworks go off right there over the Cape Fear River. Hey, look, it looks like a couple people have set off on their kayak adventure. Man, that looks like a lot of fun. Speaking of adventure, we're about to head toward the lighthouse over there, amongst other things we might find over there in that vicinity. I gotta say something. This Bald Head Island gives me kind of Disney World vibes a little bit. And I'm going to explain why. It's not because there is no theme park here, there is no Magic Kingdom, Epcot, anything like that. But I think it's when you're at Disney World and you're staying at the resorts, I mean, you can make a whole vacation out of Disney by not even headed to a theme park. It's so big and expansive. It's the size of Manhattan in New York. The land is huge. So you could just go resort hopping. Each resort has, especially the deluxe resorts, has its own thing, its own theme, restaurants, all kinds of stuff to do and see. Especially depending on what time of year you go, like Christmas and stuff like that, Easter, really awesome. But that's kind of what this reminds me of, because number one, I think just about everybody I have ran into or passed in passing has said hello. They say, how are you doing today? You know, they call you sir. Some of the people, like when I got off the boat, it was super crowded, so I really didn't want to film. I don't like putting a lot of people in the video, like in backgrounds and stuff, especially children and stuff like that. I always kind of shy away from that. But, you know, I was welcome on to the island in a very kind way. Welcome to the island. Welcome to Bald Head Island, sir. I mean, it was just nice. It was that courtesy thing. It was just like that old school Americana just shining through, you know. That's kind of how that felt. It was so welcoming and really, really cool, which, I mean, for the amount of money people are paying to come over here to stay to vacation, I think it ought to be that way. I'm not giving nobody a pass, but nonetheless, still, it does have that kind of resort vibe, at least right here where I'm at here in the marina area around these homes and the inns and stuff like that, the restaurants, the main hub of Bald Head Island. It's kind of how I feel a little bit. Okay, we are about to head across the bridge now. Trams and golf carts only over here on this side. 5 miles per hour is the rule they have here on the sign. This is the pedestrian walkway. And yeah, we're doing it. And this is timing out perfectly because it is right at 10 o'clock. So hopefully, if all's well, as the tram's going by, we will have our opportunity today to finally walk and kind of explore the innards of the Bald Head Island Lighthouse. Wow, this is really pretty in here. Look at all that Spanish moss hanging down out of that tree. Yeah, this is a beautiful little area, and right over here, this white picket fence is where the lighthouse is. Okay, so I went inside this little house right here, which is a replica of the original lightkeeper's house that lived here during the operation years of the Old Baldy Lighthouse. This is where you purchase your ticket, and they also have a little gift store in there and other little artifacts and stuff you can go check out. But this here is what the lighthouse looks like when you're up close to it. And something that's really interesting, we know by earlier when I was telling you a little bit about the history of this lighthouse, where they built it using the old bricks from the original lighthouse here that was, you know, eroded away. But this lighthouse here, you can really see it's like two-tone look. You can see like stucco work, like patchwork, and that is like really cool because most lighthouses are very smooth and white, or whatever color they are, they're very smooth. This one, they just didn't paint it, and they just leave it where you can see all the patchwork and stuff from wear and tear over the years, going through hurricanes and stuff like that. And something else I noticed, they have these lights, these LEDs right here embedded in the ground that will shine up on the lighthouse at nighttime, which I bet looks really cool. Okay, so right here is the lighthouse keeper's house, the replica, and then you have the lighthouse itself. And something, if you do come here, do not forget, one more little thing is really historic, kind of cool, tied to the lighthouse, is this cute little brick building right here. And this was known as the oil house next to Old Baldy. It was built to store the fuel used for lighthouse lantern. When lighthouse illumination changed from relatively non-flammable like whale oil to highly combustible kerosene, the federal government constructed separate brick houses to keep the fuel away from the lighthouse and the keeper's quarters in case of a fire or explosion. All right, we are going in. Let's check this out. Oh man, this is so cool. Yeah, you can see the bricks. Can't see them from the outside, but here in the inside, you can definitely see the brickwork. And that is from the original lighthouse from the 1700s. They got eroded away. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Steps to the top. The generosity of the donors has made possible interior restoration of Old Baldy Lighthouse, built in 1817. This is also another filming location for Weekend at Bernie's because they come right in this door. And if you watch them in the movie, they head right up here as they make their way to the top of the lighthouse also. Oh my goodness, these steps are very, very steep. And if we stand here in the center and look up, we're going all the way up, baby. Dang, that is high. You know what that reminds me of? You remember Batman 1989? That's what this reminds me of. At the end, when Batman catches up with the Joker, you know, and he has to fight this goon and he throws him down the middle. This is what this reminds me of. It reminds me of that bell tower. All right, one step at a time. We're doing it. But, oh, we definitely can see the bricks now. Look at that. Right there they are. Got some history we just touched. Yeah. Ooh, it got a little bit dark up in this area, didn't it? This is wild, man. I'm glad they do have some illumination where you can kind of see where you're walking here on these steep steps. All right, I've made it up here as far as I can go on these regular steps. I apologize if I'm breathing. Whew, that is a pump. Man, those steps are so steep. And I'm hustling. I'm trying to get up it pretty quick, everybody. Now the fun part. Look at this. We're gonna climb up in the very tippity top. Check that out. If I can just squeeze through this little hole. Oh. Oh. I ain't had to work this hard to get out of a place since I was born. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is absolutely crazy. Get my camera up here where you can see this is sanity. And this here is the little hole that you have to crawl up through. But is it worth it? Yes, look at this. Look how beautiful. I mean, check that out, man. We just walked all around that area. That is the marina area. We walked across all around that thing, checked out the homes, the inns, the restaurants. That is so cool. And it's 360 degrees of goodness right here. This is awesome. And you can see right over there's a golf course off into the distance. Right over here's that little beach that I want to walk to right there. Little secret beach kind of hidden off over there. And you can see all the homes on the horizon as we look around. Even here, nestled right here in these woods is more homes. All right, Much easier going down than it was going up. I'm gonna tell you something right now, just for a word of warning. If you come here in the summer months or on a sunny day, you see my face? It's glistening, right? It is so hot up on the top of that lighthouse. It is roasting up there. Okay, so that will pretty much do it for Old Baldy Lighthouse. Established and built in 1817. It was quite the journey today to head up into the very tippity top of that lighthouse. I'm glad I finally kind of checked that off my list of things to do. So as the video winds down now, next up we're going to make our way over here to the Ballhead Island Chapel and check that out. And here we are, right next door to the Old Baldy Lighthouse. You will find the chapel. I don't know if they're having a private event right now. I mean, it's not technically closed, but it's not technically like all the way open. But this here will give you an idea of when their worship services are on Sundays at 8:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. respectively. But this is absolutely very pretty. I'm just going to make my way in here just slightly and just show the grounds a little bit. They are closing the door, so there is something going on here. But this here is the very beautiful chapel located here on the grounds. I don't think I'm going to go any further than this. I think this is pretty much it. But I just wanted to take a moment to come over here and at least see this beautiful chapel. I did read about it online of things you must go see and kind of venture to check out. And this is it. We did it. Okay, I'm out here looking for this secret beach. Look at this place. See that golf cart right there? There's a like abandoned golf cart like sitting right up there against that tree. How weird. But I'm looking everywhere for this beach. I keep running into roadblocks seeing like a no trespassing sign. So I hope I'm going in the right direction now, because I have no mode of transportation but my 2 feet. And I'm gonna tell you something. After going up in that lighthouse, my energy level is kind of low right now. I would love to have to get me something to eat once I get out of here, that's for sure. But this is wild, man. They got little stop signs, but they're not really like street signs, so it's kind of hard to figure out where's what. And it looks like I'm in a cul-de-sac again. Ooh, what's this? Is this it? This might be it right here. Look, there's no house here. Yeah. This is the little secret beach that I was reading about online. This is cool. Yeah, man, this is awesome. Pretty cool. I can hear the water. There it is. Look at this, man. We made it. A lot of trial and error to get here. It says, caution, shipping channel. Strong surge as ships pass water may reach the dune line. Keep children and dogs out of harm's way. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, it is a very small beach. Look at this. Ain't much beach at all out here. I thought it was bigger than this. No, it is not very big. Now it looks like it might lengthen up a little bit more down this way. But yeah, right here, I can definitely bet when big ships come through here that pushes a lot of water up. And look at that big sandbar out there. Man, definitely know why they call this the Cape Fear River, because a lot of shipwrecks would happen with all these shoals and underwater sandbars that you really can't see very well. Got to know these waters well, that's for sure. But that's why they call it the Cape Fear River, because back in the day, captains feared entering the Cape Fear River area. I think that is pretty much checked off everything that I planned on doing today here at Ballhead Island. I went to the secret beach. It took me a while, but I made it. We went up in the Old Baldy Lighthouse. We checked out the Ballhead Island Chapel. We walked around the marina area and looked at some of the beautiful homes. Showed you some of the inns that you could call ahead if you would like to stay here, if you do not want to go all in and buy and like rent a full-blown house. We did all that type of stuff. So yeah, all in all, I had a great day today. And one other thing, that lighthouse right there, was a lot of fun. I am so happy I finally got to go up in the top of that, because last time I was here it was closed and I was not able to reach the top. $10 well spent. That really took something out of me there, man. That was 108 steps to the top. And the further you make your way to the top, the tighter the steps get, the more narrow they get. You just, if somebody's coming down, even though I didn't have to deal with this, but if somebody was coming down, you would have to wait at some of the flatter areas where it expands out where people can pass, because it was, that was quite the fun little journey. And that also lets me know something, that I'm pretty much out of shape right now. Not in shape at all, matter of fact, because man, that really whooped my butt going up to the top of that thing. Legs were burning. I was breathing. I ain't kidding. I was sucking wind there for a little bit. And I used to jog quite regularly throughout the year from time to time. You know, not every day, but I was like 3-4 days a week. I like to go jog at least 2 or 3 miles. And the last time I have went on a jog was November 1st, I think November 1st, 2024. So it's been several years. And it's time to get back in it. Last time I did a jog was at Walt Disney World. I did me and my wife, she joined me for that adventure, but we did the Run Disney event where we ran the 5K at Epcot, which was awesome. That was so cool. I actually vlogged that whole experience. Had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something or another to go run that thing, because when you start off, it's in the, it's in the darkness of early morning. Where everybody don't stroke out from heat exhaustion. But yeah, we ran a 5K throughout all of Epcot. It was so cool. I will put a link in the description below if you have any thoughts of maybe watching that video back a couple years ago. But that was the last time I jogged, and it is time to restart my jogging efforts very, very shortly, very soon, probably as early as tomorrow. I'm gonna start tomorrow and get back at it. All that being said, my friends, I'm pretty much done today. I want to appreciate everybody for watching as always. I really do appreciate your attendance to the videos. Thank you so much. Until next time, my friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. This was fun today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Got to come over here to good old Bald Head Island and say so long to Bald Head Island, and we did it. There it is, the Old Baldy Lighthouse. What an experience that was, going up in the tippity top of that lighthouse. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Y'all stay safe out there.